Hey everybody, it's Gary from Sandswept Journeys, and when I did my video for the portable smoker, one of the comments I received was, would I do some recipes? So today I'm going to do just that. I'm going to cook some short ribs on our portable smoker. These are just short ribs you can get pretty much any butcher shop or meat shop. There's really nothing special about them. I did get these on sale, which is why I bought them. So how I do this is very simple. I'm going to put some spices on these. I'm going to use a binder, just like everybody else does. I'm going to put them on the smoker for a few hours. Then I'm going to put them in a pan, cover it with foil. I know some of you are thinking that's cheating, but they come out really good. I'm going to kick it up a notch when I do that, and I'm going to go over just how I do that now. So for a binder, I like to use mayonnaise. I just started using mayonnaise on beef a while back. This is an avocado one. Gives it a nice mellow flavor. I like it better than olive oil, and works great as a binder. Just dissolves away, holds the spices on well. I think you get a really good crust out of it. I'm just going to be using a simple salt, pepper, garlic blend. Nothing crazy. This just happens to be Kinder's, is what we have. Use this a lot. Really like it. Not sponsored by any of these products, by the way. We're going to have a foil pan that we're going to use after a while. We're going to put them in here. You're also going to need some aluminum foil to cover that. But then we're going to add a little bone broth to the mix when we cover them and put them back on the smoker. And in that bone broth, we are going to add a couple of sprigs of rosemary and some chopped garlic. And that's going to steam around in there and just finish them off. They come out really good. So here we go. I'll show you just how we do each step. Okay, so I've got a few ribs out here, and one of the things I like to do is to get this membrane off of the bone. It's not absolutely necessary. Some people leave them on, some people don't. Some of them, like this one, like it's just going to peel right off. A lot of them you have to fight to get off. You have to get a blade under, which you're going to see. That one peeled right off real easy. So we're just going to add that one to the mix. This one, not wanting to come off, so we are going to simply insert a butter knife in there, work it around a little bit. Be careful not to pull too hard on the meat. You don't want to rip your bone apart. I've had people tell me that doing this makes the bone fall away from the meat too much. I'm cooking these for dinner, so I want them to be fall apart tender. And I find it's a lot easier to grab the membrane with a paper towel. Simply get it started, peel it back, and once you get it going, it'll just peel right off of there. Just like that. And this is what you're trying to get off, is this thick fibrous membrane. These don't cook up very well to me, and they definitely don't taste good. Just add a chewiness you don't want. And when you're done, you end up with a nice, clean short rib. I'm going to do the rest, and then I'll come back with the next step. So for the next step, you're going to need your foil pan, and you're just going to grab your ribs and your mayonnaise. You're going to give them a nice coating, and you don't have to go crazy with this. You just want to get the mayonnaise smeared on them, nice and even all the way around. Make sure you're getting all the sides, because you want your spices to stick to everything. This is just being used as a binder, and I'm just going to do a couple of them for you real quick here, and then we're going to move on to actually putting the spices on. So now that they're covered with the mayonnaise binder, we're going to start adding our spices. The spice I'm using again is Kinder's. It's just store-bought salt, pepper, garlic. Again, not sponsored, just one that we really like. So you don't want to go crazy with this. You just want to apply a nice even coating to all of the sides of the ribs, and make sure you get it on good. But again, not super thick. You just want just enough spice to enhance the flavor, not mask it. You can go a little overboard with spices, and sometimes that's not a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and continue spicing these, and once I get them all spiced up, we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so I'm done spicing. We're just going to restack these in the foil pan, and now I'm going to cover these with foil. This is going to go in the fridge and sit for a few hours now, and then we'll take them out a little bit before we start cooking. Okay, we have reached our temperature of 250 degrees. I'm hoping that shows up on camera. Now, one of the unique things about this grill is down here, it'll be 250 degrees. But up here in the actual cooking box, in this area, it's going to be about 230. It's about a 20-degree difference. So when I get 255 to 245 over here, I know I'm averaging right about 230 up in the top here, which is exactly what I want when I'm slow cooking pork, or in this case, some short ribs. Just wanted to explain that. So if you do see this on camera and it's showing 255 or 250 or 245, that's what's going on. Okay, everybody, we're up to temperature. We're going to get our short ribs on here. While we're at it, we're going to chop off our wood hopper box and make sure we're good to go for the next few hours. Some nice smoke coming out of here. We're just going to add a little bit to that. All right, that is good to go. So here are our short ribs. And they have got really some good color, some good coating on them, and they're going to cook up nice. That mayonnaise just turns into a nice coating, really builds a beautiful crust or bark. So we're just going to start placing these rib sides down right on this griddle. These are some big chunky ribs. Get them a little closer. We got a lot of them. Pretty crazy the size difference on these. Some of them are massive and some of them are really thin, but hey, they were on sale and I'm okay with that. So we're going to close this. We're going to let these roll now for about 3 hours. So we'll see you back in about 3 hours. Okay, so it's been 3 hours and a little bit. So we're going to see what we got going on the smoker. I'm going to turn the camera around so we can get a good look at it. All right, so this is the first look after 3 hours on the smoke. And look at that. Those are just gorgeous. Look at that color. I mean, to tell you, that is going to be some kind of good. All right, so let's get ready for the next phase of this operation. Okay, so we chopped up some rosemary, put it in here. We've got about a little more than a teaspoon of ground garlic. And now we've got some beef stock we're going to put in here as well. Some beef bone broth, not beef stock. And I like this brand, very tasty. We don't need to put a lot in here. What we want to do is just kind of cover the bottom, maybe half of this container. And we're not trying to drown these ribs. What we do want to do is add a little bit of moisture. And what this is going to do is it's going to steam, and it's going to give that garlic and rosemary a chance to infuse into the steam. And that's going to just envelop these short ribs and all of that flavor. Again, we're not trying to over season them or over flavor them. We just want to add a little something to them. And I've done this before. It comes out really good. So we are closer to about 3 hours and 45 minutes now on the smoke. So we're going to take these off now. We're going to put them in this pan that I prepared with the rosemary and the garlic. And we're going to finish this process. Boy, these look fantastic. I mean, to tell you. And the smell coming out of here is just phenomenal. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision on the camera. That big boy right there. Okay, I'm going to put that little guy in the middle. And get this guy right over here. That ought to be good right there. Try that right there, like that. All right, cover this with some foil. And that's going back on the smoke now. We're going to leave that on there for another 3 hours. We're going to come back and take a look. Okay, so it's been just about 7 hours from the time we started this process, and we are ready to shut it down. We're going to shut this off. I'm going to get this off of here. We're going to take it inside, and we're going to see how it looks. So I'm in my niece's kitchen. Sorry about the lighting, but taking the foil off, and as you can see, I have my assistant, Mr. Django, in the background. And there you can see the color. They came out just beautiful. Okay, so here's how they turned out. Got beautiful color, nice and juicy. We got a nice gravy going inside here, falling off the bone tender. Pulled one out over here. Just show you how much juice is in that thing. It is really juicy. And this is inside what we're looking at inside here. So this was about 7 hours of cooking, about 3.5, maybe 3 hours and 45 minutes on the smoke. The rest of the time was in this pan with a little bit of beef broth, some rosemary and garlic in there. I showed you the spices earlier, and this came out really good. So that is how you cook short ribs on a portable smoker. I know my lighting's not the best, but hey, we're going to enjoy dinner. Appreciate you watching. Remember, it's all about the journey.